Coral reefs in Tobago are under threat from climate change, diseases, and pollution, while seagrass beds are all gone except for in Bon Accord Lagoon. It is creating a task for restoration efforts. The Insitute of Marine Affairs recently presented a report on their MARIN Tobago Project, which sought to determine the feasibility of coral reef and the seagrass restoration. Senior reporter Kandace Jackson has the details in this story, which is part one of a three-part series.
IMA's MARIN Tobago pilot project studied 5 reefs around Tobago: Buku Reef, Flying Reef, Mount Irvin, Angel Reef, and Boopsy Island in Charlottesville. What marine biologists like Dr. Anjani Ganesh found out was not so good.
If you see Mount Irvin, right, they scored the highest in terms of the coral diversity and lowest in terms of coral algae. But then it's not doing so well in terms of coral recruitment and herbivore biomass.
This simply means that despite a healthy-looking reef, it is not good at growing coral. However, when other reefs such as Angel Reef and Speyside were examined, the outlook was not so good.
And in fact, we think we saw a disease outbreak last year in dark spot disease, right? And then Flying Reef, which occurs at the south coast, has scored pretty poorly in a lot of the factors.
These factors include high levels of sediment and algae cover, which smother the corals. Pollution from the land exacerbates these issues. Meanwhile, the population of crucial reef fish, such as parrotfish that feed on the algae, is declining. Simultaneously, rising sea temperatures are already leading to coral bleaching in the reefs. If this trend continues, the coral will die, and coastlines will become vulnerable to erosion from rough seas. Coral reefs play a vital role in protecting coastlines. Based on current sea temperature projections, Dr. Ganesh explained that Tobago's coral reefs are at risk.
The orange says that those areas are likely to severely bleach at an annual rate from 2050 on.
The more Tobago's reefs are covered by algae and sediments and experience coral bleaching, the more negatively the island's tourism industry would be affected, potentially leading to job losses. However, there is still hope. The MARIN study reveals signs of coral spawning among crucial reef-building corals, as noted by marine biologist Dr. Hannah Lochan.
So July in Mount Irvin is where we observe most of the spawning. And these were in the Orbicella fabulata, the mountainous star coral, the boulder brain coral, and the symmetrical brain coral.
This signifies that coral has a capacity for reproduction. Further research is essential to enhance coral reproduction and growth in order to bolster reef resilience. Kandace Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.